Hello students, now let's start our new chapter, chapter 12, Structured Query Language. The main concept you are going to learn in this session, SQL, components of SQL and data types, SQL commands and their functions. DQL command, select command, TCL commands. Okay. So first let us see what is SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is a standard programming language to access and manipulate databases. So SQL is what? Standard programming language. It is used to access and manipulate databases. SQL allows the user to create, retrieve, alter and transfer information among databases. It is a language designed for managing and accessing data in a relational database management system, which means RDBMS. Okay. Next topic, role of SQL in RDBMS. What is the full form of RDBMS? Relational Database Management System. See some examples of RDBMS packages: Oracle, MySQL, MySQL Server, IBM DB2 and Microsoft Access. These are the RDBMS packages. Okay. SQL is a language used to access data in such databases. Okay. So this Oracle, MySQL, MySQL Server, these are the RDBMS packages. But SQL is a language used to access data in such databases. Okay. What is database? Database is a collection of tables that store set of data that can be queried for use in other applications. So database is nothing but collection of tables that is used to store set of data. Okay. So what is table? Table is a collection of related data entries and it consists of rows and columns. Okay. Column is also called as field and row is also called as record. Next topic is processing skills of SQL. The various processing skills of SQL are data definition language, which means DDL, data manipulation language DML, embedded data manipulation language, view definition, authorization, integrity and transaction control. These are the main processing skills of SQL. Okay. So first let us see creating database. How to create database? Let us see that. Okay. To create a database, type this command. What is the command? Create database. Next write the database name. Okay. You can give any name to your database. Okay. So first you have to write create database. Next you have to write the database name. For example, if you want to create a database to store the table student, you can write like this: create database stud. Here stud is a database name. Okay. Now student database is created. If you want to work with this database, type this command: use database, which means database means what? Student. Okay. So use stud. Next semicolon. Okay. Next topic is components of SQL. There are 5 components of SQL. What are they? DML, DDL, DCL, TCL, DQL. Data manipulation language, data definition language, data control language, transaction control language and data query language. Let us discuss them one by one. First let us see about data definition language. Okay. DDL stands for data definition language. It consists of SQL statements used to define the database structure or schema. It simply deals with the description of database schema and is used to create and modify the structure of database objects in databases. It provides set of definitions to specify the storage structure and access methods used by the database system. The data definition language is mainly used to create, alter, drop and remove the tables in the database. Okay. Now let's see DDL SQL commands. Okay. Create. This command is used to create tables in the database. Alter. It is used to alter the structure of the database. Next, drop. It deletes the tables from the database. Next, truncate. It removes all the records from a table. Okay. Next component of SQL is data manipulation language. A data manipulation language is a computer programming language used for adding, removing and modifying data in a database. Okay. So this DML language is used to add, remove, modify data in a database. These are the SQL commands of data manipulation language. Insert. If you want to add data in a table, you have to use insert command. Next, update. If you want to update the existing data within the table, update command is used. Date command used to delete all records from the table but not the space occupied by them. Okay. Next component is data control language. A data control language is a programming language that is used to control the access of data stored in a database. It is used for controlling privileges in the database, which means authorization. The privileges are required for performing all the database operations such as creating sequences, views of tables and so on. So this programming language is used to control the access of data stored in a database. Okay. These are the SQL commands of data control language. Grant command. It grants permission to one or more users to perform specific task. Revoke command withdraws the access permission given by the grant statement. Okay. Next, transactional control language. TCL stands for transactional control language. These commands are used to manage transactions in the database. It is used to manage transactions in the database. These are used to manage the changes made to the data in a table by DML statements. These are the SQL commands of transactional control language. Commit. It saves any transaction into database permanently. Rollback restores the database to lost commit state. Save point. It temporarily save a transaction so that you can roll back. Next, data query language. The data query language consists of commands used to query or retrieve data from a database. The SQL command of data query language is select. This command is used to display records from the table. Okay. Next topic is data types. The data in a database is stored based on the kind of value stored in it. This is identified as the data type of data or by assigning each field a data type. All the values in a given field must be a same data type. Data type is nothing but the type of a value. Okay, type of the data. See, some of the data types are given: character, var character, decimal, numeric, int, small int, float, real, double. Next, let us see about DDL commands. How to create table command. Let us see that. This is the syntax of creating table command. Okay. Create table. Next, write the table name. And next, write the column name, data type, size. Again, write the column name, data type, size. And so on. See here, one example is given. Student table. Okay. Create table student. So student is the table name here. Next, column name, admin number, that is the first column. Next, integer, that is the integer data type. Okay, because admin number is a number, that should be an integer. So data type is what? Integer. Next column is what? Name. Its data type is character. Okay. Next, gender, that is also character. Only one character, that means either female or male. Next, age, that is another one column name. It should be an integer data type. And next, place, that should be character data type. Okay. So this is the way of creating table using table command. Okay. Next topic is types of constraints. What is constraint? Constraints ensure a database integrity. Therefore, it is also known as database integrity constraints. Okay, the different types of constraints are unique constraint, primary key constraint, default constraint, check constraint. and table constraint. Now let us discuss them one by one. Okay, first let us see about unique constraint. This constraint ensures that no two rows have the same value in the specified columns. For example, unique constraint applied on admin number of student table ensures that no two students have the same admission number. Okay, so unique constraint can be applied only to fields that also been declared as not null. When two constraints are applied on a single field, it is known as multiple constraints. See this example. In this example, multiple constraints not null and unique are applied on the single field admin number, and the constraints are separated by a space, and at the end of the field definition a comma is added. By adding these two constraints, the field admin number must take some value, will not be null and should not be duplicated. Okay. Next one is primary key constraint. This constraint declares a field as a primary key which helps to uniquely identify a record. It is similar to unique constraint except only one field of a table can be set as a primary key. The primary key does not allow null values, and therefore a field declared as primary key must have the not null constraint. In this example, the admin number field has been set as primary key and therefore will help us to uniquely identify record. It is also set not null, therefore this field value cannot be empty. Next constraint is default constraint. The default constraint is used to assign a default value for the field. When no value is given for the specified field having default constraint, automatically the default value will be assigned to the field. So when no value is given for the specified field, then the default value will be assigned to that field. That is called default constraint. See this example. In this example, age field is assigned a default value of 17. Therefore, when no value is entered in age by the user, it automatically assigns 17 to age. Okay. Next one is check constraint. This constraint helps to set limit value placed for a field. When we define a check constraint on a single column, it allows only the restricted values on that field. See this example. In this example, the check constraint is set to age field where the value of age must be less than or equal to 90. The check constraint may use relational and logical operators for condition. Okay. See another one constraint is also given, table constraint. The constraint is applied to a group of fields of the table. It is known as table constraint. The table constraint is normally given at the end of the table definition. See this example. Here two fields, first name and last name, are defined as primary key, which is a table constraint. Okay. See here, the table constraint is given at the end of the table definition. First name, last name. Next topic is DML commands. DML means data manipulation language. DML commands are what? Insert, update, delete. So the DML commands consist of inserting, deleting and updating rows into the table. Let us see them one by one. First let us see about insert command. If you want to add new data to the database, or if you want to add new records to the table, you can use insert command. This is the syntax of insert command. Insert into, next you have to write the table name, next write the column list, values, next write the values in the parenthesis. Now you are going to add new data. Okay, see here, insert into student. Student is the table name here. Next you have to create the column list, admin number, name, gender, age, place. These are the column list. Okay. Next you have to enter the values within the parenthesis. 100, this is the admin number. Ashish, this is the name. M, this is the gender. Okay, male. Next 17, this is the age. Chennai, this is the place. And if you want to insert another on data, you can write like this: insert into student. Student is the table name. Next, write the column list, admin number, name, gender, age, place. Next, values. Within the parenthesis, write the values 102, that is the admission number. Next, author's name, male, this is gender, age 18, place Delhi. See this table, this is the output. Next, let us see about delete command. Okay. If you want to remove one or more records from the table permanently, you have to use delete command. Okay. It removes the entire row, not individual fields of the row, so no field argument is needed. See here, this is this index. Delete from table name via condition. See this example. If you want to delete this row, you have to give the command like this: delete from student, this is the table name, where next you have to give the condition admin number is equal to 104. This is the admin number. Okay. So it removes the entire row. Okay. This entire row will be deleted. If you want to delete all the rows of the table, you have to give like this: delete star from student. Student is the table name. Okay. All the rows will be deleted. Okay. Next command is update command. The update command is used to update some or all data values in a database. If you want to update one or more records in a table, you have to use update command. See, this is this index, update. Next you have to write the table name. Next write set column name is equal to value, comma, column name is equal to value. If you want to change the age to 20 for the students whose place is Bangalore, you have to write like this. See here, update student, this is the table name, set, next age is equal to 20, where place is equal to Bangalore. This command will change the age to 20 for those students whose place is Bangalore. See here. Next, let us see about some additional DDL commands. First command is alter command. The alter command is used to alter the table structure, like adding a column, renaming the existing column, changing the data type of any column or size of the column, or delete the column from the table. See, this is this index, alter table. Next you have to write the table name. Next add. Next you have to write the column name. Next data type. Next size. Okay. If you want to add new column, you have to use this index. Okay. See this example. Alter table student. Student is the table name. Add. Next address. That is the new column. And character. This is the data type. Okay. If you want to modify the existing column of the table, the alter table command can be used with the modify class. See this index, alter table name, modify, next column name, data type, size. See here, if you want to modify the address column of the student table to now hold 25 characters, you have to write like this: alter table student, modify address character within the parenthesis 25. This is the size. Okay. Next command is truncate command. This command is used to delete all the rows from the table. The structure remains and the space is freed from the table. Its index is truncate table, table name. So truncate table, table name is what? Student. When you are giving this command, the table student is removed and the space is freed. Next command is drop table command. The drop table command is used to remove a table from the database. If you want to remove a table from the database, you have to use drop table command. If you drop a table, all the rows in the table is deleted and the table structure is removed from the database. Once the table is dropped, we cannot get it back. So be careful while using drop table command. Okay. But there is a condition for dropping a table. It must be an empty table. Okay. So for that, first you have to remove all the rows of the table using delete command. I have already explained about delete command. If you want to delete all the rows, you have to write this command delete star from student. When you are giving this delete command, all the rows will be deleted. Once all the rows are deleted, the table can be deleted by using drop table command. This is the syntax of drop table command. Drop table, table name. So table name is what? Student. To delete the student table, you have to write like this, drop table student. Student is the table name. So it will be removed from the database. So these are the DDL commands. One of the most important tasks when working with SQL is to generate queries and retrieve data. What is query? A query is a command given to get a desired result from the database table. It is nothing but command that will be given to get the desired result from the database table. The select command is used to query or retrieve data from the table in the database. Okay. It is used to retrieve a subset of records from one or more tables. This is the syntax of select command. Select column list from table name. Okay. Here table name is the name of the table and column list includes one or more columns from which data is retrieved. Here student table is given. If you want to display the data from admission number and name columns from the student table, you have to write the command like this. Select admission number, name, this is the column list, and from student, this is the table name. This is the command. When you are giving this command, you will get the output like this. Okay. The admission number, name list will be displayed like this. If you want to view all the fields and rows of the table, you have to write like this. Select star from student. All the rows and fields will be displayed like this. Okay. Next let us see keywords of select command. Select command provides some keywords. What are they? Distinct keyword, all keyword, between and not between keyword, in keyword, order by class, where class, group by class, and having class. Let us discuss them one by one. First let us see about distinct keyword. The distinct keyword is used along with the select command to eliminate duplicate rows in the table. If you want to eliminate duplicate rows in the table, you have to use distinct keyword along with select command. It helps to eliminate redundant data. See this example. This is the student table. Here if you want to remove the duplicate rows in the place field, you have to use distinct keyword. Okay. See here, select distinct place from student. So column is what? Place. Student is the table name. See this place field. Chennai is 4 times given. Delhi is 2 times given. And Bangalore also 2 times given. So here you have to eliminate the duplicate rows. Okay. So single row values only displayed. Duplicate values will not be displayed. See, this is the output. Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi. Duplicate rows will not be printed. Okay. Next let us see about all keyword. This all keyword retains duplicate rows, which means it will display every row of the table without considering duplicate entries. So distinct keyword is used to eliminate duplicate rows in the table, but all keyword is used to display every row of the table without considering duplicate entries. All the duplicate values will be displayed by using all keyword. Okay. See, this is the student table. This is the command. Select all place from student. Here all keyword is used. All the place values will be displayed in the output screen. This is the output. See, all the duplicate values are displayed here. Chennai 4 times, Bangalore 2 times, Delhi 2 times. Next keyword is between and not between keywords. The between keyword defines a range of values the record must fall into make the condition is true. The range may include an upper value and lower value between which criteria must fall into. The not between is the reverse of between operator, where the records are not satisfying the condition are displayed. Here one condition will be given. If the records satisfying the condition, that is between keyword. If the records are not satisfying the condition, that is not between keyword. Okay. See here, the student table is given. Here, if you want to display admission number, name, age, gender from student, where age between 18 and 19. See here, age between 18 and 19. Here the student data will be displayed based on this condition, which means age between 18 and 19. See here, Adarsh age 18 and Ayush age 18, Abhinand age 18, Revati 19, Devika 19. It will be printed on the output screen. See here, this is the output. Here you have to take the age between 18 and 19 only. Okay, leave other records. Okay. Next, let us see about not between keyword. See here, this is the student table. Select admission number, name, age from student where age not between 18 and 19. Not between 18 and 19. Okay. So here you have to take not satisfying records. Okay. What are they? Ashish, Akshit, Hema. See, this is the output. Next keyword is in keyword. The in keyword is used to specify a list of values which must be matched with the record values. In other words, it is used to compare a column with more than one value. It is similar to OR operation. Okay. So here you have to provide list of values. It must be matched with the record values that is available on the table. Okay. See this example. Select admission number, name, place from student where place in Chennai, Delhi. Here list of values are given Chennai, Delhi. In is the keyword. Here see place values Chennai, Delhi. Check the values Chennai, Delhi with the student table record values. Okay. See here, this Chennai, Delhi place values will be printed out like this. Admission number, name, place which belongs to Chennai, Delhi place values. That will be printed on the output screen. Okay. See, next example is given. Select admin number, name, place from student where place not in Chennai, Delhi. Not in means what? Except Chennai, Delhi. Okay. So, except Chennai, Delhi, other place values will be printed. See here, except Chennai, Delhi, Bangalore is given 2 times. Okay. So, it will be printed on the output screen like this. So, here in keyword displays only those records that match in the list, whereas the not in keyword displays only those records that do not match in the list. Okay. Next keyword is ordered by class keyword. This is used to sort the data in either ascending or descending based on one or more columns. Okay. Here ASC keyword is used to sort the data in the ascending order, and DESC keyword is used to sort the data in the descending order. Okay. This is the syntax. Select column name from table name ordered by column 1, column 2, ascending or descending. Here default sorting order is ascending order. Okay. So see this example. If you want to display the students in alphabetical order of their names, give the command like this. Select star from student ordered by name. Okay. So now all the names are arranged in the ascending order. Okay. Next keyword is where class. The where class is used to filter the records. It helps to extract only those records which satisfy the given condition. It is used to filter the records. Okay. See this example. Select star from student where age is greater than or equal to 18 ordered by name. Here the condition is age is greater than or equal to 18. And ordered by name means what? Sort the names in the ascending order. Okay. So check the condition, age is greater than or equal to 18. So you have to filter the age values which are greater than or equal to 18. See here, Adarsh, Ayush, Abhinand, Revati, Devika. These names will be arranged in the ascending order here. This is the output. Okay. If you want to sort it in the descending order, you have to write here DESC. Okay. See here, the names are arranged in the descending order here. This is the output. Next keyword is group by class. The group by class is used with the select statement to group the student on rows or columns having identical values or divide the table into groups. For example, if you want to know the number of male students or female students of a class, the group by class may be used. Okay. This is the syntax. Select column names from table name, group by, next write the column name having condition, next write the condition. Okay. See this example. If you want to select the gender from student table, give the command like this. Select gender from student group by gender. In the output, only two results will be displayed because we only have two gender types, male and female. That means MF. Next keyword is having class keyword. The having class can be used along with the group by class in the select statement to place the condition on groups and can include aggregate functions on them. For example, to count the number of male and female students belonging to Chennai, you have to write like this. Select gender, count from student group by gender having place is equal to Chennai. Place is equal to Chennai. So if you want to know the number of male and female students which are belongs to Chennai, you have to give the command like this. When you are giving this command, you will get the output like this. See the student table, 2 male students, 2 female students belonging to Chennai. So it will be printed on the output screen. This is the output. Next topic is TCL commands. TCL stands for Transaction Control Language. Its commands are used to manage transactions in the database. 3 TCL commands are given: commit command, rollback command, save point command. So first let us see about commit command. Commit command is used to permanently save any transaction to the database. Once the commit command is given, the changes made cannot be rolled back. Okay. Its syntax is commit semicolon. Okay. See this example. Student table is given. If you want to insert new values in the student table, you have to write like this. Insert into student values 107 Beena, female 20, Cochin. Age 20, place Cochin. After that, commit command is given. That means these values is stored permanently in this student table. Okay. Next command is save point command. This save point command is used to temporarily save the transaction so that you can roll back to point whenever required. You can restore at any time using rollback command. Okay. So this is the syntax: save point name. See this example. If you want to update the name which belongs to admission number 105, you have to update like this. Name is equal to Mini. So name is changed here. Save point A means what? The new name Mini is saved temporarily in this student table. Okay. And another one example is given. If you want to insert new student values in the student table, you have to give this command. Insert into student values 106 Jisha F, female, age 19, place Delhi. Save point B. which means the new student values is added in the student table. So here you have to remember one thing. This values is stored in student table temporarily. Okay. When you are using commit command, the values will be saved permanently. But if you are giving save point command, the values will be stored temporarily. Okay. Next command is rollback command. This command restores the database to the last committed state. It is used with the save point command to jump to a particular save point location. Its syntax is rollback to save point name. This rollback command is used with the save point command. Okay. See here, rollback to A. When you are giving like this, it restores the database to last committed state. See here, these students' details will be removed from this student table. Okay. It restores the save point A datas. Okay. See, this is the output. So this is about SQL commands. I hope you understand. Thank you, students.